How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with Aspen Valley Vapes, and today we're going to be doing a review on the brand new Sigelei 213. The Sigelei 213 is Sigelei's latest dual 18650 box mod following the release of the Sigelei T150, which was sort of a hit or miss between a lot of people. Either you liked it or you did not like it at all. There was no real in between on that Sigelei T150. But today we're going to take a look at the Sigelei 213. Like always, start off, just talk about the basics, then we'll go up close, take a close look at it, see what it comes with, take a look at the new screen on this, and then we'll bring it back up top, talk about the pros, cons, price point, all of that good stuff. So to start out, the 213 is dual 18650. Wattage range on this guy is 10 to 213 watts. Interesting number choice by Sigelei, but that is what they chose, and that is the name of this one. The 213 does have temperature control and is compatible with nickel, titanium, and stainless steel, and it does have TCR as well. The resistance range on the 213 is from 0.1 all the way up to 3.0. It does have a micro USB port for future firmware updates. We're going to see, this will be the real test if Sigelei actually releases them, if they just say they're going to release them. So this will be a test on Sigelei. Hopefully they do add some firmware updates down the line, but that is yet to be told as this mod was just released. Alright, so now that we've got the basics out of the way, let's go ahead and take a close-up look, take a look at the new screen on the 213 and see what it comes with. Alright, so here we do have the Sigelei 213 itself. As you can see here, here's the packaging that it comes in. We'll take a look and see what it comes with. So here's what you will get inside of the package. You will get a little authenticity card, Sigelei security card that tells you about that. A warranty service card that will tell you how to warranty your device if need be under Sigelei's 90-day warranty. And you'll go get a user manual here that actually does go pretty in depth about the different modes and how to switch in between those modes. So you will get this as well, which is helpful as you start to learn the menu system. And then finally, you will get a micro USB cord. As you can see here, standard micro USB cord. So that is it for the package itself. No real surprises there, just your mod and some little warranty cards and an instruction manuals. Nothing too crazy in there. Now here's the actual mod itself. As you can see, it's got that carbon fiber finish with the alloy body right here, which is a very nice overall design. Here you have the battery cover, which is one of the cons I will talk about later that I could see becoming a problem down the road, but obviously as of now I've not had any problems. But how it works is you push it down, and then you push back in there. And since there's no magnets or anything like that, it does click into place a little bit, but I worry about the longevity of that hinge. Is that hinge going to stay intact for the long haul? I think it will, but it's just something to take into consideration, because say that hinge does go out, you just have your batteries flopping out all the time, and that would obviously not be okay. Here you can see the button layout, which is different than most mods on the market now. You have the up and down buttons placed right here, and then you have the fire button right here on the side. So it does fit perfectly in your hand if you were gripping the mod like this. You have your fire button right there. Boom, boom. Up, down, up, down. Now this placement of the buttons here does make it a little bit difficult to navigate through the menus when you're trying to hold down all three at one time. But in terms of actually just increasing your wattage or changing the temperature, it's very easy to do and it's very convenient. As you can see there, just boom, boom, boom. Perfect. As you can see now, I have the black Cerakote on here. As you can see from the space, you would have no problem with a 25mm tank on here, because this is the standard Cerakote that I have it on right now, and there is plenty of room, so 25mm would be no problem at all. Alright, so this is the screen here, which is a little bit different than what you may have seen before. One feature that I really do like is the real-time battery monitoring. As you can see in the upper right hand corner right there, it shows you the real-time output of each battery right there. So that is pretty cool. I have not seen on any mod before. In terms of navigating your menu system, it's pretty much like all other mods. You 3 clicks, you'll be able to switch between stainless steel, titanium, nickel, and your TCR options right now. I have a 3.2 ohm or 0.32 ohm Kanthal coil in the Cerakote right now, so I'm keeping it on this power mode. The screen also shows you the current resistance of your atomizer, voltage, and amperage right down there. Current setting is on this side. Overall battery life is in the bottom right hand corner. To lock this mod, 5 clicks will lock it. It will say locked right there. It will not let you fire it when it is locked. 5 clicks to unlock. Now if you hold down the bottom button and this, it will lock the buttons. So it will not allow you to change the settings on here, but it still does allow you to fire the mod, as you can see right there. So it only locks these two buttons. To get out of that, you're going to want to hold down the down button and power button at the same time. Buttons are unlocked now. So it does have two different lock features there. You can see that is a nice little feature to have in there, so you don't actually change any of your settings by mistake. So this menu right here is if you hold down the up button and the power button at the same time, it allows you to do the preheat option when in temperature control. Here you can set the wattage of the preheat, and you can go all the way up to 213 watts you can set it for, and then you can set for how long that is going to last. If you want it 0.2 seconds, 1 second, I believe it goes all the way up to 10 seconds. We'll check on that right here. .99 seconds is the max you can put it on. If you want a preheat to last 9.9 seconds, you have the lungs of a champion, and you should definitely be an Olympic swimmer. But that is the maximum. But you can obviously see as I scroll through that whole menu, you can change what you want that wattage preheat to be and for how long the duration is, and then you can just set it, and then it is going to instantly give you that boost for however long you set it when in temperature control. So that's a cool little feature, very similar to the Innokin TC100. That is going to wrap up this close-up. If you have any questions about the close-up or any of the screen settings or how to navigate the menu, please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them. But let's bring it back up top, talk about the pros, cons, price point, and overall feelings on the Sigelei 213. So now that we have the close-up out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. Pros, cons, price points, what do I think of it personally, all of that. So my first con would be the battery door. I don't know what the longevity of the battery door. Obviously I have not had any problems with it yet, but I don't know what the long-term lifespan of that battery door is going to be, just because it clicks into place very solid and there's little to no battery rattle. But I just want to know what the longevity of it is. I don't know how well it's going to hold up in the long term, just because it's different. It's not a magnetic battery cover like most mods these days. And that latch, it could come a little bit loose, or it could get worn down a little bit. And then that would obviously be very problematic because your batteries would just pop right out. My second con on the Sigelei 213 would seem the menu seems a little finicky right now. Like sometimes it doesn't actually do what you want it to do. And sometimes when you put the lock button mode, there's two different lock modes on it, but when you do the lock button mode, sometimes it doesn't actually lock the buttons. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Hopefully Sigelei pushes out a firmware update for that. And then when you try to enter the ramp up settings, sometimes I've had that not pop up right away. So that's another thing that hopefully that is easily fixed via a firmware update. But Sigelei doesn't have the best track record with firmware updates, so that is something that's yet to be seen. My third con would be the buttons themselves. They are made out of plastic, but they do feel a little, I don't know, cheap. The mod is a very lightweight mod itself, so I wouldn't expect there to be stainless steel buttons on there, but they're just something that doesn't feel quite right. Like, they are very responsive and very clicky, so they're not bad in that sense in terms of the buttons, but they're just something that feels a little bit off on them. I think I would have preferred some stainless steel buttons, or maybe like a chrome accent on there, just a little finish on top of the button, something to make it feel a little bit different. It just feels sort of off. Alright, so let's get on the list of the pros now. Pro number one would have to be the weight. I love the lightweight feel of it. Some people might be against that, but when you get a carbon fiber mod with alloy, that should what you be expecting. It is going to be a lightweight mod, so that can go either way for most people. Personally, I do like that lightweight feel. It doesn't really feel cheap besides the buttons there. They feel a little cheap to me, but the whole mod itself, it feels good in the hand and it's got a nice grip to it. With two 18650 batteries installed, it comes in at 7.75 ounces, so it is very light. Very much like the Sigelei T150, but it's got a little bit more heft on it. My second pro would be the screen. I like the display of it. It's not a DNA 200 screen, obviously, but I do like the way it is laid out, and I do like the real-time battery monitoring feature. That is something cool that I have not seen on any other mods, and I don't think that exists on any other mods out there. So that is something cool, and it's very easy to navigate the screen when the buttons are working correctly. I haven't had any problems switching between, say, power mode or temperature control mode, but I have had some problems with the locking the buttons and the accessing the ramp up time feature on this mod. The third pro would be that ramp up time itself, when it does work correctly in terms of accessing the menu, because you can set that wattage time for what you want to ramp up at when in temperature control, so it gives you that instant burst of say 100 watts, and then you can choose how long that burst lasts for. You can do it all the way up to 10 seconds, which I think would be a little insane because I don't think you're going to be vaping for 10 seconds straight. If you are, you have the lungs of a champion. Fourth pro would be, at least they included a micro USB port on this one. They do say you can charge it via the micro USB. Obviously, we always recommend charging your batteries in a dual 18650 externally, but at least they did include a micro USB port on this, so there is the option for firmware updates down the road. Like on that T150, there was not even a micro USB port included, so there was no option of firmware updates. So hopefully Sigelei comes through and proves us all wrong and does release some firmware updates for this mod. In terms of price point for the Sigelei 213 on AspenValleyVapes.com, we do have it for $109.95 right now. There will be a link in the description as well as on the screen, one of these spots right here. So you can check that out if you are interested in purchasing this. We do have the black in stock right now, this black gunmetal version. The gold version has not been released by Sigelei, but hopefully that comes out here either this week or later next week. That's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Overall, I do really like this mod. I like the feel, I like the lightweightness of it, but there are some kinks that need to be worked out, and that is going to be up to you to decide if you want to go through and purchase a mod like this, even with those few cons that I did mention already. We also have a giveaway going on at Aspen Valley Vapes for Sigelei 213, and that link will be in the description right there. If you're watching this after that giveaway ended, that link will still take you to whatever our current weight going on is.
Will still take you to whatever our current weight going on is.
If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about the 213. Is it your style of mod, or is it something you're looking for? Is there some things that you would like to see improved on the Sigelei 213 via firmware updates before you purchase it? Let us know what you think overall about this mod. I'm very curious and I would love to hear your opinions. If you have any other questions about vaping or the 213 in general, just leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to respond. I hope you have a wonderful day and vape on.